Well,
or something is. But all right, come on, waiting for you.
I'm already broadcasting.
Okay, you good.
Yeah, I'm already on the iPad. I've already accepted the call on the iPad. It let me do it that time. But hello, guys. Welcome. I'm just gonna leave this as a broad. This is Warlanders Live, and our topic for today is fucking technology.
Yeah, it is. Technology sucks ass. When I want to get on a video game, and usually it's to play with somebody like you, or that's pretty much it now, or be like me and deal with high PTSD. I usually play a shooting game of something that might resemble slightly what causes my PTSD in the first place to, not have to worry about it anymore. I play shooting as like Fallout to deal with other things I've seen during my time in service. And it's like, get on it, Fallout starts killing itself. I mean, at this point, Todd shot himself in the foot so many fucking times that he's doing it on purpose and saying, it just works, I don't care.
It just works.
So we left. So we left, and we went to COD for the Xbox. We played World War II Zombies. And what happened this morning? I opened 3, but they give you like crates for following missions and shit. And then I opened 3, gives me an outfit. While in Zombies mode, okay, get this, we're in Zombies mode. It gave me a new gun skin that apparently is the standard. These are like epic and rare stuff. And I kind of looked at it like, what the hell? Pissed me off. It gave me things that were common as a skin paint. Epic. And then the gun paint may be epic, but it's the base of the gun. The base color comes with.
Standard issue.
I was kind of mad. Right, it was standard issue, but it said epic. And then we're playing COD, and I'm getting ready to make a match. The game started fighting me for it, and then it was flat out like, well, you can get a multiplayer shirt while you're playing COD. They had to have updates, right, to fix their shit. That poor bug. I'm going to save a bug today. I'm in a good mood to save it. Hello there, Wasp. There you go, life.
But
yay, life. You're welcome.
Like I
Don't
said,
go back in the water. Go back in the water. Don't go back in the water.
Oh, fuck.
He's trying to fly, the Wasp. I saved the Wasp life. He's trying to, he landed on the water on the thing that cleans our pool. It doesn't work right now because it costs money. And I just saw him drowning in the water. Another one had just died a little bit before, a bee of some sort. And I was like, see, when these poor creatures get into our household, into our little world, they get smacked, They get smacked. That's the first thing that happens to them. When my grandparents get in the pool, I can remember the same thing happened over my parents bought the grandparents' house because they moved away and stuff. And when my grandparents see a bug in the pool, they get a sandal and beat the fuck out of it. And I'm like, it's not gonna hurt you if you don't flail and make it think it's gonna get hurt itself. Everyone, smack, and they sweep it out of the pool. And if it's still alive when they get it out, they beat it for 5 more seconds. And I'm like, so I save them when I can, especially if they're drowning. A wasp is probably might not survive. I mean, it has a good chance since it probably almost drowned. Its wings are little. Right now, it's just doing its usual. I'm gonna clean my body off, let my wings dry. He flaps his wings a little bit, like he's trying to get his wings dry to fly off. I'm not gonna let it. In some shape, form, or fashion, that bug is useful to a colony of some sort. So, whether it'll sting me or not, I'm going to do it a favor. Because, nothing deserves to drown in a chlorine-ridden pool. But it's back with the topic of technology. Not only did that make me angry that, that shit was going on, but then it's like, we got done with that, we moved on, and the second we decided to move on, the game wouldn't let us go through to a private or public match. It took 5 minutes almost to figure out why we couldn't go into a public match, or hell, even a custom zombies match. And it was like, by the time we did it, I was like, fuck it. We didn't even leave the menu screen because I had to jump through so many loops to start the game up. With a game of this king for jump through loops to do something like, do this Easter egg just like this, you'll get an outfit and all this other shit and get a new cutscene and everything. God is the king of jumping, making you jump through loops. So I just turned my game off. I'm starting to get tired of having to deal with the shit I have to deal with here to get on the game to try to avoid such, and then technology's like, I'm going to give you as much problems as possible. Why not? COD is great for its gameplay. I love the zombies section a lot.
Yes.
Fallout didn't just fall out of grace, it intentionally jumped over. Again,
It
Todd's
jumped
basically
out of
shooting himself.
into the
He's shooting himself and it's like, well, this is y'all's fault because I don't feel like telling my workers to do their job. Well, I don't want them to do their job. They still are acting like they're at home. Yeah, I know certain businesses are still at home, but they gave their employees the day you could come back to work. They say you don't have to. You can still work from home. So those businesses are still running. What's Todd doing? Jack shit, counting his money. His workers claim they're still at home, but they opened back up after the first wave of COVID stopped. They opened up. But they'll tell you like anybody else, oh, we're still at home. You're not. You're not still at home. I got on a call with one of them on a thing, trying to fix one of their bugs recently, and she's like, we're sorry, we can't do any bug fixes right now or anything. I'm like, bull fucking shit. You're at work because you wouldn't have been able to drop a goddamn update at home and it do even remotely similar to what happened without being at work. And she's like, sir, please don't get mad at me. I'm just a helpline worker. And I got mad. I said, if you even did half the job you're supposed to while working with Todd, the god of not doing shit and counting money, you wouldn't be a helpline worker. You'd be something higher up. She's like, why are you yelling at me? And she went from calm and collected to, now she's getting agitated with me. I was like, you can't get agitated with me because I'm a consumer who can do better than you and all your company within 5 minutes for an update, and at least listen to the community over what you guys are doing. Welcome to Bethesda, where, oh, you have a bug problem? Well, make sure it's your fault before you call us back. That's bullshit. I flipped on her. I flipped because she came on already kind of half-ass snooty, snobby, and I was like, I called her a bitch on several occasions. Like, bitch, don't get mad at me. Don't act like that. I serve my country to make you still be able to be free to work at this job. You can't get mad at me because you're not doing your job, and because you work with a boss that would pay you hundreds of thousands of dollars to not do your job. She hung up the phone. She said something that was typical of a Bethesda employee to say is, have fun with your problematic of your she called it she said everything that was happening to the game was completely fake and made up. That you're probably going to get investigated soon for duping or modding, which was completely irrelevant to the situation as a whole. So she basically threatened me and then hung up the phone. You're likely about to get an investigation because you were calling me and being like that. So she played Todd and said, we're still God here and you're still the consumer. I laughed, but she hung up the phone so she can hear me laugh. Because jokes on them, I don't play the game anymore. Fallout is now my top of my list. I mean, I'm not even kidding. I've put the fucker at the top of my list of most disliked games of all time. And I have a few. Some of them are just because I just didn't feel like, some of them are lower on the list, even though they have worse gameplay mechanics than Fallout. But Fallout's on the top because even the ones that were bad, Dark Souls in that list, because I just don't enjoy a game that has the most hoops to jump through, the most bullshit to go through. And then it's like, hey, look, the first fight you get is a boss fight. Oh, hey, it doesn't tell you how to play. It just gives you a hole in the ground. It says, good luck. You might as well you should have. I think it would have been funny, as gut-wrenchingly hilarious, sue-worthy in a funny way, if Dark Souls made a DLC that changed all of those little blippy things to say, good luck. Don't die. Have fun. We're throwing you in. Because that's what they do. Am I wrong? Don't they just kind of throw you in?
They just throw you in.
There's time and a place for game mechanics like that. And Dark Souls didn't take that note and use it correctly. They took it off at the beginning of the game. If they gave you a little bit more of a detailed tutorial, yeah. But everyone's like, YouTube's like, stay away from him. Second phase, get right up in his crotch, like you're homosexual, and you'll win. You do, and none of them every one of them was missing the arm as if it wasn't even. Again, when game companies get YouTubers to do shit like that, they tweak the gameplay mechanics into the favor of the gamer doing the review for them. That's how they get so many people to like their shit. That's kind of why Bethesda's sitting there enjoying their life, making millions more than Michael Phelps and Tesla right now. And soon, in a few years, Clover said it's going to make about 2 times as much as Tesla's making right now, because just by half-assing everything and finding an ass kisser and a bootlicker to do it to help him with his job, by helping them cheat their way to the top, giving fake reviews saying best game of 2020. My gosh, I would recommend this to anyone. Best game ever. The shit like that. That only an ass kisser would give, because they only played like 5 seconds of the game, and we're told to give it, and they were paid money. That's going to be a thing I want to mention. I showed you a video with MatPat on that type of brain thinking that those people are not using correctly. Where they hype it up so much for something that they're like starting riots and shit, and then it's like you get it, and even if it was like level 1, a 3-year-old made it, and it had no plot line, it was totally the shittiest game of the century. These group of people that had the riot will be like, damn, I've never seen a game so amazing. We need more of this shit. And everyone else is like puking up their guts and soul because I wasted my money on this. And the guys who ride it were like, whoa, it's so awesome. But it's like half. It's worse than the movie that was also a joke, making a joke to the B movie, as FIBs, in a B-rated movie. When it's like that and you say it was good, let's go back and take B movie. Let's add some people get throwing a tantrum for it to, someone decided, let's just say for shits and giggles, B movie wasn't going to come out when it did. So a bunch of people that wanted to see it, to see what it was about, threw a fit and went to places like McDonald's, and they threw little tantrums and little riots, and they bombed a few things and burnt some shit down in the name of Resurrect the B movie. We all know how that movie ended. So let's just say that everyone goes and watches, and everyone else is practically committing suicide after watching it because not enough brain bleach. And the guys who had the riot were like, yeah! And it's like, okay. That's how it is with Fallout right now. There are players in there that are just giving it the best ratings. Rifle's known for it. NOV is starting to have to be that way. Rifle flat out got in trouble recently, I would even venture to say, for some of the shit he got permission to do. They pulled back and are trying to get him in trouble. So he quit making YouTube videos on YouTube. He makes them on Twitch, puts them on a capture card, edits them, puts them on YouTube later. Because he had to use his fans and patrons to keep up. Because Fallout's getting a massive decline in the algorithm. It's going to be like bottom of the charts. But who's not going to suffer? Todd and his crew.
They're not gonna be
Todd
affected by
did that
that.
to him. They're not going to be affected at all. They're going to hit rock bottom everywhere else. But in the company, they're like, it's all good, man. We're banking on that money capitalism, man. We're going to make the most money and spend the least amount to fix our games. It's going to get to the point where Clover, with her seeing eye, will be like, as even said, she said before, in that same sentence where he's gonna make 2 times as much as the Tesla guy could ever make in a few years
Musk.
within overnight or something like that. Basically, he's gonna get it really quick, and he's gonna do nothing. Then something's gonna happen, and ZeniMax is gonna say bye, and Todd's like, okay, screw you, I'll get my money and I'll go somewhere else. And then Todd will eventually buy the rights to Bethesda, and even then attempt 4 times to buy out ZeniMax because he feels entitled to. But he's already hit rock bottom, but he comes back. Clover said, and I quote, and I'm translating this from French to English: a gaming world where Todd Howard is pulling a Disney on every game and biggest business, and is still making most money doing nothing, is a world that's worth a suicide every day. It's not worth living. Imagine if Todd got his hands on your favorite video game, and this could be for the viewers. Just imagine if your game is Fallout 76, that's fine. Just flow with me here. And let's say that Todd gets enough money and says, hey, Rockstar, guess what? You're going to be an MMORPG now. You're not going to get to be the usual Grand Theft Auto. Your next game is under my rules. They'll go from making millions a day to making 0. Clover even said that that's going to happen one day. He's going to start targeting other companies and pulling a Walt Disney and buying them out. He's going to start buying those companies out and getting the rights to their games. She even blames him for the reason why Fun Pimps and Telltale went out of business. You flat out said it's his fault. Because Todd has been known to level out companies anonymously, willingly do so, and then say flat out to the media when asked about his opinion on the tragic bankruptcy of Telltale and Fun Pimp, saying, it's not my fault they can't keep up, or it just works, or you fill in the blank somewhere. No one ever really puts 2 and 2 together. Clover predicted it. When Telltale and Fun Pimps went down, the only thing she could say was, white man, afro, fakest smile ever, he's great at lying, and his name is Todd Howard. The destroyer of big game companies, Todd Howard. This was years. This is a long time before when Telltale still made games. I mean, she foresaw it. Now, do people react to her stuff properly? No. They usually call her a bitch and say she's just mad because Telltale's making more money than her. They make an excuse, and she says that's a usual reaction from someone who can't see the future. Everything she's foreseen happens. Everything. So you could imagine here that, she foresaw the name of Elon Musk's child. Not that what it would mean, but she read off the Roman numeral thing, the sequence. And what did Elon Musk do? Name his kid after a Roman numeral and his name is Maxi or something like that. But it's spelled in Roman numerals. It's pronounced Max or something like that. She finally predicted the sequence. Got it all right. Baby's born. Lo and behold, it's named a Roman numeral sequence. Though she was kind of shocked that how that supposedly spells out a human's name, but she said with someone who inherited the most dangerous weapon known to man and put it in a car and then called it a truck, I would imagine that they're losing brain cells hanging around all that money and electricity. Because what does electroshock therapy do to a human being by? Makes them dumber, more servant-like, more willing to cooperate, or it just kills them. As the electric chair was so useful.
One or the other.
So she basically said that greed and electricity are something that they killed the creator over time. Secret Moon Mansion. I remember reading that somewhere. I laughed so goddamn hard. Elon Musk's secret Mars lunar / Mars mansions. Just fuck that shit. You just saw something you're not supposed to see and you thought it was a mansion. Oh boy. Am I gonna lie? Am I gonna say that there's probably not one? No, but at the same time, why would he want a... Mars has no oxygen. Oh, Mars does breathe oxygen, but Mars doesn't have oxygen. So humans don't need to live on Mars until oxygen is needed. As my daughter Mars sits there and stares at me like, I have oxygen, yeah. I can breathe. See, seeing that name on the news, it just makes me laugh. Mars, can you know how to breathe? Yeah? Okay. They're trying to colonate on you. Ew! It's a joke. But, again, the planet it's not sustainable to life. Do I ever believe that it can be? Not really. I mean, we were all created by something or someone in a certain way. The sun, the planets leading up to Earth, we're just right of a distance between the sun that if we got any closer, we'd be too hot. If we got farther away, we'd be too cold. We're just right in the middle.
Right, we're in that sweet spot.
So why get closer to the fucking sun? When again, you gotta remember, when the sun decides to go supernova, like a damn car, we're fucked if we live on that planet. But you ask me, people have already found a galaxy somewhere light years away that is quite literally has almost the exact copy of our already existing solar system in a way. Why would you go closer to the thing that's going to go boom later, the big kaboom, if you will excuse my language? Ain't no vault going to save you from that shit. That's for damn sure.
Yeah,
I still believe the sun's going to explode. Now, I'm not going to say how I believe it's going to explode because I'll be just telling what Clover said. Clover said the sun might not explode on its own. It only takes the iron gauntlet of one greedy of society. She called it a colony. One greedy hand and a bunch of followers to harness the power of the sun, like an old Egyptian king and his followers, to end humanity before it's time to go. He said, if you want to go and repopulate a new planet, because ours might be gone sooner than we all think, go somewhere else. Don't go closer to the thing that's going to be destroying humanity. If you find out that there's going to be an organization that's going to come from the idea of solar power and solar energy, and when it comes to like a war or such, they're going to be like, we currently have a monopoly right now on the biggest solar franchise in all of the world. Oh, look, they're all having a war. Let's go place a bomb near the sun, launch it at the sun, so when it hits the sun, it'll blow up, ending all of life as we know it, because we worship, basically, they're like a little cult or something. Kind of like Team Rocket, but they really want to end the world instead of enslave it.
Right.
It's like take a Pokemon movie, make it real world logical, and they actually make the make Team Rocket and Giovanni actual terrorists instead of one mob boss and a bunch of retarded goons. Yeah, oh god, it's a bomb. Oh god, you really were going to blow up the bridge. Yeah. Boom. Now I'm going to walk off because I don't care. Giovanni, you animal. No, I'm not no animal. I'm a savage. Oh. God. But imagine that for a minute. A whole group of people one day decide, let's go blow up the sun because we're tired of no one believing in solar panels?
Solar panels, solar power.
And the group says, you never know what you got until it's gone. So they keep trying to push us to get solar panels. And then there comes a time where they're like, we're done pushing. We're going to blow up the sun. Have fun with the forever freeze if you don't die. Because they're like, you should have got one of our solar panels. Todd's going to be amongst those people, though, so that's going to make that happen. I like dominoes. Don't you like dominoes? Those cute little things that make a train, but then you can line them up and knock them all down.
I love dominoes.
You do. I bet a lot of people do.
They actually have sets you can buy for that kind of stuff.
Now get ready for that, though. Now get ready. Now think about this. You've created a thing, a scenario with these dominoes, and you have certain dominoes for certain people. Now think about the triangle success, okay? They're going to make a set of dominoes right now and make the biggest numbered domino on the top and the bottom sides from the line top, okay? Alright, and put him at, whether you want to make it him, put him at the front if you can, and at the end. Here's what's going to happen. We're making him the biggest one because, again, like I said, he's likely going to take over ZeniMax and a few other companies. And put into motion your a bunch of video games right after him. Okay? Set them all up and make them being successful because they're standing. Now, put into motion, make it however big you want. I don't care. Like I said, the bigger the better. It shows the grand scale of what's going to happen. A domino effect to and the falling of the a pyramid or triangle, if you will, of success. Knock Todd over. Him showing that he's taking all the stuff down with him. Imagine a world where video games didn't exist, then existed, and now they don't flat out because one man lied and stole and bought out a bunch of people, and now you can't even be on your fucking Xbox without paying Todd Howard millions of dollars. Oh, and also there's a fee now because you want to play a game that he owns. You know, a world where I think now it's like, but how much is it to buy Xbox Live for a year?
It's like, what? I know it's like in some places you get a really good deal. You get like $1 for a month.
Well, I'm not talking about with the deal. I'm talking about the base without the deal. Okay.
I don't know. I'd have to
some people I know the answer. I think it's upward around somewhere 100 to almost 100 at $100.
That sounds about
right. Good deals considered. Now imagine the PlayStation's edition of that. Okay. Now imagine Todd's name slapped on every fucking game. Bethesda 2.0 with starring Todd Howard as the game killer. Now imagine getting on your favorite system. It doesn't matter what kind, Nintendo or it's now called Todd Tendo, and everything has his name or has Bethesda written on it. What are you going to do with your life now that you spent your whole, if you want to call it, like, imagine Ninja or the new Fortnite guy at this time. Put yourself in place of the Fortnite Battle Royale World Champion until he comes and takes over. Now you have to pay him all your winnings because you played his game to get famous. By that time frame, when these things happen, royalty doesn't mean anything anymore because he is the one you're paying. He's going to be like, he's going to do the thing that some companies do or have done in the past and then failed because of it. Where you have a problem with our game, but we're a low budget company. They're really not, but we are. And every update costs us money. So here's a little bit of thing we're going to do. You can either and they'll do like a poll sometimes if you're lucky. And like, here's one option: help us fund the company via something like Patreon or something, and then we can, or we can edit the game up to be a pay-to-win game. If you're lucky, they let you choose. But either way, you're not going to get the answer you need. Okay, now imagine every game is pay to win now, even if it wasn't before, but Todd has it. He has a lot of mediocre games. He's known to lie. He's been known for years to be a heavy liar.
There's a lot of memes about it,
I've talked to people he knew from his hometown. Some of them are like, yeah, Todd looks like a nice person, but he has the tongue of the devil. He's really quick will sell. He could sell you your own heart, and then still come out and profit. It's your heart, but he can sell it to you. He could sell a dead body a new soul, and then the body's still screwed, still dead. Okay, but now imagine, you're having a field day playing Minecraft, I guess, maybe, or a Lego game from the new game that I've been trying to think about getting, Lego Worlds, where it's really build, hashtag not spawn, we're building a whole big world. And then all of a sudden Todd shows up and says, Lego's the only one I haven't really bothered to mess with. I've already taken over all of Nerf's games that they have on the internet that you can get on their website, which makes me own Nerf. What to do? I'm making a couple quintillion a year. Look, Lego Worlds is still put together. Let's go dismantle that. And yeah, he is the game. It doesn't matter at that current point. Again, at that point when he owns all the games, people are going to flat out start killing themselves because things are not going to be. He doesn't do games. He's not a gamer. He says he is, but he's not a gamer. No, you can tell a gamer.
He looks like a fucking
You can tell when a gamer.
Is that wrong?
Listen, there's two things that happen here when you hear, "Are you a gamer?" Yes, and then the actual gamer becoming into a company member saying yes, and you can tell Todd is the one on the right. Are you a gamer? Yes, but you run a company. I'm a gamer. How many follow games did you play? 2? Did you just piggyback off of ZeniMax to get money? Yeah, I'm a gamer. Versus if he was a gamer, how many follow games did you play? All of them. And he would list all the games extra he would be playing that would somehow be relevant to ZeniMax in any way at all. He never ever said that he played only 2 Fallout games. He played the weaker ones, the ones that inspired him to do the most hateful thing I've ever seen in my life. One does not play a video game, get inspired by the game, and then say, I'm going to go take their passion project by buying them out for a mediocre amount, and then ruin it. That's exactly what he did, though. He played Fallout 1, and Fallout, what I'm going to forever call, in a way, Fallout Van Buren. Because I know it's not, guys. Let's just face it, it kind of still is. Right. There's pieces of it in the game that exist still. He said, this game inspires me to ruin their lives by buying the game from them. Good job, Todd. You're not a gamer. You're an asshole who says he's a gamer. He flatlined all their funding. I don't think any of them are even alive anymore. If they are, they're old, I guess, or bankrupt. You gotta imagine when a guy like that, who's not a gamer or even plays their games, when you're a company, you're sitting in your office chair and you're looking at your big window down to the ground below at all the ants of people that exist in the same city as you, and you think the things Todd thinks, you're not going to get anywhere. I mean, there's a big moral to that. There is, again, the triangle. Everything we do every day is in some way for the triangle succession. And then there's those ones that try to break their triangle succession by trying to do a I'm gonna get rich quick scheme, or I'm gonna do this. Todd did not join ZeniMax to do good. He did not he did not take the Fallout franchise from 3 to 4 people to do good. He did it for the ching, the iconic ping of the cash register instead of an M1 grant. He knows it's going to make him lots of money to be leeching off of other companies for money. So that's another reason why he's still here is, if you get rid of him, you really didn't really do much. You fixed your company's issue, but at the cost of, now he's just going to get up and go, I think I can fix my relationship with the gaming community if I pick a new game to go leech. So if I leave Fallout alone, after they've gone bankrupt and ZeniMax is kind of dead, let me go play with, let's go bother the other communities like COD or Halo. I don't know anything about what I'm doing, but fuck them. I'm going to get the most money I possibly can, and yeet. Meet myself out the door later. Rinse and repeat. Again, that's literally what Clover said. He's going to make more than Elon Musk in a few years than for Elon Musk in a few days or so. It's going to come a time where he's going to spend like 4 or 5 days getting a job, getting fired from that job, leaving with all the money he earned, and then some, and then rinsing and repeating. He's trying to get rich quick scheme, and he actually does it so, I guess you would dare call it well, that he intentionally screws over hundreds of thousands of people that play these games. And what's he going to say at the end when shit hits the fan? He's going to put all the big companies right in the fan and say, here you go, blow away. Let that shit hit him in the face. It's their fault, not mine. But he's the one with the gun, the smoking gun. And someone around there is going to say, Todd's a hero. He proved to us how shitty people are or something like that. And, that's exactly how it's going to end up, man. When Clover never, ever reveals when. But she says when it happens, there's going to be no such thing as video games. The people who did game will become outcasts because they'll outcast themselves or try to mingle back into a different kind of society because they spent their whole lives doing things like getting paid to play a game, getting famous on YouTube for playing a game, making that their income, and then one guy decides, I'm going to break the triangle of succession and screw over millions. And now those people that made that's how they got their big hits, their big wins, all their trophies, their diamond and gold play buttons, they're gone. All the big YouTubers that play Minecraft one day will be gone because of Todd. He is in all cases considered, it's like playing Plagues Inc. And Todd is the worst, one of their big updates with the worst kind of virus or plague. All you do is pop him off in a city and leave him there for, 2-3 years? And he goes and starts going over to Disney Central or the island of Halo, and it just kind of bounces around that one spot. Within 4 years, he's taken over the planet that we'll name Gamer Central for all the games that have shown up from way back when, like the soccer ball thing, to current day, which could be VR and everything else and holograms. And he has at one point screwed that company over. And over time, you'll see some pockets show up where they're not infected, and they're going to thrive to be a small colony, and Todd's going to send a virus over there and kill it too. Plagues Inc. makes a perfect example, a good palette for that. I don't have that app yet. I'm thinking about getting it to kind of prove to people what happens. And he's influential. He's very charismatic, according to some people. So he's influenza and the influence side of it. He just spreads it. Bye. Go over there and go take out Disney, and you go take out Halo, you take out COD. That's going to be a hell of a fight. Do I look like I care? Okay, fine. I'll go do that. 5 minutes later, or a few seconds later, COD spits that one dude back out, and says, "Go to hell." And Todd's like, "Oh, you need a stronger virus. You have antibodies called war. I'm going to take that mechanic from you and shoot it in the head. So you have no way. So you're no longer a military-based game. You're just COD, the Call of Duty, and you're just done. Bye." And he throws them back into the island where they came from. And then COD just would make... COD, in my opinion, from this scenario, would be the only game that didn't get infected, but outright killed for protecting the other games. It's sickening to think how the game with one of the most toxic multiplayer fan bases has enough balls and ability to sit here and say, in this scenario, go to hell, and then have enough gunpowder to back it up. But because of Todd's virus, and he says, "Oh, look, you have a game mechanic called war, and that's your antibody and defense. I'm going to take that down just so I can destroy you." In other words, he's going to repeat that same thing. Your game inspires me to screw all of you over. I'm going to buy your game out. Like, hell you are. Up too late, I already kind of did. While you were busy thinking of a comeback, I kind of went to your higher-ups and offered them $5,000 down payment and like a couple thousand every year that they're never going to get. And while they're waiting for that money, I'm sitting there copywriting all the other shit so they can't make any more money. You now belong to me. It's just almost instant. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, a funny animation or two would be kind of great to throw out as a literal joke. Todd's killer joke. You belong to me, but that's not allowed here. Do I look like I care? And then just kind of spread that over. You inspired me to want to screw you over, so I'm gonna. Kills that island, goes to Halo. You inspired me to ruin y'all's lives, so now I'm gonna. And you just repeat and repeat until there's no game left that doesn't belong to Todd Howard. Here he is. At this time, he might be older, way older. He's going to be like, he'll live to be 80 or whatever. God forbid he lives to be that long and still doing the shit he's doing. But he's looking back on his life now, and he says, because, like old people kind of tend to do right before their passings, did you really do your job? Did you really live your life the way? Did you make a name for yourself the right way? All that stuff you kind of should think to yourself over time in life. How well of a person are you? Did you do your job right? Did you make someone smile? Did you do them a favor? Todd's going to say no to all of it. He's going to say, but I did, in my years, become the richest person alive, almost get assassinated 4 times, and bought at every company that just existed. New game companies, freelance or not, or flatline just for existing. Have fun. And then when he passes away, that money's gone. I mean, he's going to have some kind of fail-safe or something that even after he's long dead, but as a tyrant company, a dictatorial totalitarian thing is going to fall back and say, well, that money was left for us by Mr. Howard, so we could continue doing this. And when it runs out, we'll just make more, because, it's ever compounding. How many people you think would kill themselves that know what Todd was doing? How many of them you think would kill themselves if they were told that your most favorite game, if it's not Fallout already, will soon be infected by Todd, and Todd will own that within like a year to 2 years? He could possibly take over your favorite game, and all that it's known will go out into the trash can and will go into his vision. So Minecraft might end up being circular, Stickman-like, completely under budgeted, but that's the point. And Todd's gonna be like, I know what I'm doing, don't worry. But you're drawing Stickman Steve. Why are you giving him a pink dress? Because homosexuality is dumb. And he puts that character in there, and that's the only thing that character can say. And he went from being an asshole to being a controversial asshole. Easier to mean. Because Todd is like that. You know me very well. I don't have a problem with the Pride community, and I've been around some of them before because of reasons. And now, did you know that if you, every person that purchased a Pride flag that wasn't part of the Pride community just helped Todd pay some money to screw over a part of the Pride community? You weren't. I mean, people did it because he implemented that on the people who like to get shit because it's free. And he spent $3,000 to vote to go against the Pride community in like some of our 50 states that have active campaigns on that. They have parades and they celebrate that they've finally got their rights as human beings because they're gay or otherwise not straight. And Todd's like, I'm going to pay for you guys to get stomped on, kicked, shot, hugged, burned, you name it, lynch. He's pulling up a KKK thing where instead of black people, it's the Pride community. He never talks about it, how cool that is to him, because he knows he'll get in trouble vocally. But again, he's getting ballsy enough to take over big companies. Now imagine you as a Pride member, and this one guy who has more money than anyone else right now currently in your state says, I don't like that you're not straight. I don't like that you're male and female. I don't like that you changed your penis to a vagina. I'm gonna pay to have you executed next time you go on a parade. If you don't go to the parade, I'll make sure you die anyways. He calls them a cyst or a tumor that formed formed on a false prophet's ass to help spread the word of revolting things in the name of Jesus Christ or something like that. He knocks at religion on a regular basis. He says people who worship the Buddhists and not even Christians. He knocks all religion. He says if you're not atheists, you're already going to what he calls hell, his form of hell. It's depressing at best. Because how could you, PSA, the short gun racks, and the illuminated posters go well together. Sure. Yeah, but that's what I kind of quit doing. I quit watching. I quit going in and commenting on people's Reddit posts because Todd's taking those down soon too. You know, I haven't been off find your post, right? Why I quit? Because they quit getting views. You know why I quit getting upvotes from by? Because Todd banned the people who were playing the game and commenting on your post. They got like a suspension for doing it. Did they continue? No. We're trying to get change in these games. Hold on a minute. Yeah. Spider. Okay. Where is Go? But you know what I mean, bro? It's going to get to the point where we're trying to get that change from the company, and they're just going to start kicking people out that are following us. Oh, you want a new gun or a new update that actually works? Ban. Oh, you get an account suspension, and then we're going to tell Microsoft to con ban you because you're the only one that's right now currently in your state supporting it. No one's going to sit here and boycott the company. They're actually going to continue upvoting or something. I mean, it makes sense, right? For if you don't like something, you don't get it, right?
Right.
Oh God, I might not need to try this. Isn't that right, Cassie? You don't buy if you don't like something, you don't buy it, right? What do you do when you already purchased something and the people who made it say that they're going to stop doing the things that people like about it and not do anything to fix it? Yeah, I guess. So you're on the side of Todd then, right? Where he's making millions of dollars on a game he didn't want to work. He is like putting the most minimum effort in it and to make it work. Yeah, hold on. Oh, it's 86. And I agree it's the worst game, but apparently he's putting he's making more money than he's willingly putting into the game with an engine as old as time itself, is what I keep hearing jokes about. He ain't really doing anything about it. It's pretty bad. A couple $100 a year, and not any work put in effortfully. So she's on the. I don't think she knows the thing, because she kind of knows about Todd, I'd venture to say. And she says it's the worst game. Fallout 76. Specifically 76. God, what did she put in this motherfucker? Fuck, it's ripping. Fuck, that stinks. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Dead body and aerosol can. That's what I smell. I'm terrible. I know. But that's what happens when you, again, do what I do in some sections. I mean, not aerosol cans. Of course, I don't have aerosol cans. The bodies are. Don't ever ask a coroner what a dead body smells like. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
It's hot outside. That bag was heavy enough to tear, but it didn't. Thank God, it didn't tear. Oh, it's a doggo! It's a doggo! What'd you put in that bag? The heavier one was ripping. Motherfucker was ripping so bad. Jeez. So much cheese.
One of them was full of drinks and cans and bottles that had just collected in my room over the past 2 months, because I haven't cleaned them in 2 months. And then the rest of it was like old paper and stuff from my binders that I couldn't use anymore.
But basically, me and my friend are making a video on how Santa Todd jumped on the train with Zenimax just to make money. And he's putting... He's the guy who runs Fallout 76. He's basically made the game as a continuation. He's not trying, is what I mean. He's not. And here's what's happening though. He's basically having problems. Listen, well, you don't
because those games take about $5,000 to $7,000.
He's not. He's using the community to do that shit.
Nope. Almost $5,000 to $7,000 to keep it up and
It's funny. Like he's been what's he been doing, Bromby? Is the reskinning shit from the old games and running the engine that's notably. It's way past its prime, but he's just imagines giving it more duct tape, it'll be fine.
10-year-old engine.
It's a 10-year-old engine, and then when he finds a problem, he says, "Oh, it's fixed." As the problem is sitting there happening again, the very second he said it was fixed.
You are aware it takes a lot of time and money to do these games. Probably not him just sitting on his ass.
It's been 2 years.
Huh?
The game's been out for 2 years, okay. And some of those problems have been out since then, have not been fixed. Yeah, but they're not doing their job though. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
they know, they've acknowledged that these problems are not on their list. No, they've had interviews. Like what? They're just pumping out updates for content. That's all we've seen, at least. No patch notes don't fix nothing. Or they might fix one thing, but a new thing shows up. And then there was the ban wave that happened, a month or so ago? Because someone found some of the problems that were happening and was like, they're not going to fix it because this has been 2 years since. That is important. It's game breaking. It causes people to not get to play the game anymore. Dude went and fixed it, and they were like, out you go.
Then that's probably not the game, that's probably the person's console. Usually it's not the game or the creator's fault when a game crashes, it's your console. Because it's the fact that your console and the Wi-Fi can't hold the game's data.
The boop patches. You see what I mean? She doesn't get it. her idea of logic is she supports Todd. We'll say that. She's flat out supporting Todd in everything he does. She doesn't know who he is, but she's supporting him. Because her idea of logic is Todd's doing his job, nothing else. She doesn't play the game. She hasn't seen the interviews. She didn't see the E3 thing. She doesn't care, but she's going to tell us, as you hopefully got on your thing, that Todd's okay. That's the shit right there, why Todd doesn't fix this shit. When you got people like that don't even know him or don't even know what he does, never heard of the problem the game has, and then say it's good. My phone is dying. Oh God, it feels so good. Walk outside 5 minutes or less, walk back inside and get knocked out by cold air. But that's the reason why the game don't get fixed, is because people like that turn around and say, well, I don't care, but he's a company guy, so he should know what he's doing. That's it. Well, then you get the bootlickers that sit here and get paid on YouTube earning and free new things at their merch store to show off in an unboxing. You know, it's different when the YouTuber's like, hey, Nerf sent me a large box. You know what I'm talking about right now. You hear, I said like a Gaylord box of item. You know what I'm talking about. He earned the permission to use that box and stuff from Nerf. We're talking about Coop.
Yeah.
I think Drag got a couple one time too, but again, they did something good, and that company's nice enough to let them keep this stuff. They're unboxing it all, and then you get people like Fallout, and they're like, well, look, guys, there's a rifle, and I'm gonna do a little bit of Fallout, but first, I want to mention that the marketing developer, Bethesda, sent me a cute little Mr. Handy made of a plastic that will, in basically 4 years or less, do something wrong and break. It's got a Bluetooth charger thingy, and it looks like it floats, it lights up, it talks to you. It was only $300, but I'm getting it for free so I can talk about it. That's bribing. That's bribing a YouTuber to give them a review of any kind that will likely end up being a good review. Because his might not break within 3 or 4 years, but one of ours, if we purchased it for the same price, would show up broken, or in some ways be fine until you unbox it and then he doesn't have any dialogue, or he glitches, or it's broken in some shape, form, or fashion, even if it's minor, and they're going to be like, huh, it looks like you didn't purchase that. Cool. No refunds. Or they'll make an excuse not to. People like my sister just kind of say, well, they're not sitting on their ass. What was the first thing he said when he mentioned it at E3? All the shit he need to look that up. We'll play it off into the speaker of all the things Todd Howard said at E3.
I can actually mention a few things that he said during.
No, I want to get his voice in there.
Okay. I would have to. Let's see if this will even play.
Do the launch announcement where he's at E3 and gameplay. Just go find that fucker in and go play that into the screen of how he reacted. And if you find one that's of a YouTuber, go in there and see that. Don't make any first impressions. It actually just has the recording of them being there. Give that YouTuber a fair, sight of it. Some of these viewers probably don't know anything about this, and the ones that do probably know what I'm talking about. The launch announcement was 100% lies. You use the quick hype of, oh, look, you get a cool canvas backpack or something, like a Power set that was notably going to do that, but we didn't feel like communicating.
Right.
My sister is one of the reasons why they don't do anything. She doesn't play the game. She doesn't know what TOD is. She doesn't know what they do. But her logic is a company wouldn't do that. They don't need to do that.
I'm trying to play it right now. It's not loud. It's not loud enough. It's not going to play over the call.
Right. Well, you can probably just link to that dude's channel, I guess. And then,
Todd Howard lying about Fallout 76 by Tequila Joe.
send that into a link in the description so you can really get an idea of how bad that is. He makes it look so good, and they make it, again, they tweak the experience, so when it's on the screen to see by millions of people, they're going to buy it without even thinking. Not a lot of people bought that game thinking it was going to be review. They were going to do a review on it. A lot of people got cheated. Some countries, now it's illegal to have the game, and some countries, like my wife's home country of Australia, outright banned the game altogether because they got such an issue trying to get refunds from people. They were like, give us the refund, now get the fuck out of here. I don't think they have anything Bethesda related anymore because of the shit he's pulled on purpose. Again, he didn't join to do anything. He just existed to enjoy to get money off anyone he can. Pounds, francs, whatever, rubles, rupees, dollars, USD. They're not really in the mood to give a damn. I think I've invited you to a Call of Duty Zombies match.
I did.
But hopefully people will understand. Maybe after watching that, for those who haven't seen it and are wondering what we're talking about, that'd be something to say. To go and see what I'm talking about.
What?
I invited you to a lobby, but people just kind of, I'm not to make a custom.
Okay.
I really dislike it when people kind of, they kind of just exist. Somebody will have to re-invite you. These lobbies never fill up. But I invite you to a lobby and the whole thing all of a sudden fills up. Let's do that again. The second I sent it to you, the lobby just filled up with other people. So now, we can ready up whenever you're ready.
Right. If you give me a minute, I gotta go take a dump. Be back.
Okay. Hopefully people will understand. I don't have much else to say about that if you want to end this thing.
Yeah.
But, that's how it, he doesn't want to start doing his job. People, like my sister, believe that he's doing his job when he's not doing his job. He's flat out admitted he's not going to do his job in a way. Doesn't care. So, if we can end this video now, that'd be wonderful.
That's what we wanted to say about, this was our Warlanders live stream. It's what we wanted to say about Fallout and games in general. Thank you guys for being here.
Alright, make sure you leave a link in the description of that.
I will after this whole thing uploads as a live stream. I will personally put a link in the, I'll put a link in the description.
Someone say that. Don't make expectations for your game if you can't hold them.
Right.
And I'm like 50% sure he would. He knew in some way that that's a possibility, that he wouldn't have been able to uphold the things he did. So.
Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.